Visit brightfocus.org to learn more.
WTOT W271DM Mariana, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida. Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And good morning and welcome to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, 102.1 Mariana, and 101.9 Port St. Joe. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Wildcat, you have a good weekend?
I had a good weekend. I did. Out on the boat, not messing with the crowds, chasing dolphins.
Staying away from that traffic, baby. I don't blame you whatsoever.
Hey, did you hear about that guy that wrestled an alligator in front of an elementary school somewhere here in Florida? Did you read that one? You're not up on your alligator stories?
I got more stories on gators and bears. I got some stuff, but I just holding off till Brant gets here to try to upset him. Hey, I was looking. I'm going like, we are on the phone on Facebook. I'm sitting there watching it.
Oh,
Somebody has complained to me that, I said, no, I'm watching it right now. We're on the phone. I see it right here.
Well,
So
some
if
people
you're
are
on-
like
if you're-
me, and they're not able to
Yeah, if you got a
process how to do that whole Facebook thing. But yeah,
it pops up on your phone. It pops up on the internet. So we're boy. I tell you, I thought I looked good. I saw this picture this morning. Goodness gracious!
is that why you gave me the
Can you
banana
take that
nut
camera,
cake?
put it on an empty chair? Unbelievable. Hey, you know, talking about the golly Gulf Coast Jam. You talking about the amount of money it brought in? It's an unbelievable. People everywhere. Hotels sold out. It looks like there's 30-something thousand people there.
Wow,
Unbelievable.
gets bigger and better, and
You build it,
they will come.
they will come.
All right.
It's sad that James Brown's not here. We can't get him or Elvis. I mean,
They are here in spirit, Coach.
that's right. Then they always will be.
I see them all around you.
I never got to see either one of them in person. Unbelievable. Sadly.
Sad.
Anyway, watched a lot of baseball, softball, Bama softball. I'll get into that later. It made me sad. Watch that, and they go down. Dr. Chad Mitchell, legendary doctor, is on his way as we speak.
Yeah?
As we speak. He's on his way.
I wonder if he went to the concert.
Hell, I think he sung a couple songs.
Yeah.
He was,
I bet he didn't have any problems getting out of the traffic.
No, he's got
Big
that
monster truck.
They got
thing
a
he
place.
drives.
Well, they got a place he parks right under the stage.
Yeah. With his VIP.
I think Kenny's touring bus, Chad's truck was right beside that.
Yeah.
You know he had a good time. His wife likes that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Far as you know.
Well, Doc plays the piano, too, so he's
Yeah, he
musically
does.
inclined.
He has played the piano. I've heard he's pretty good with a violin, which is hard to play. He does a pretty good job with that.
That's probably the hardest.
His parents had him play sports and musical instruments at a young age, which helps develop the brain, self-discipline, awareness. I mean, it's really.
Are you hearing that? All of you higher-ups out there that are trying to do away with sports and the arts in school?
Never.
Are you hearing that?
Never will happen. There's no way. Did you hear the new thing? I saw it and I couldn't believe it. Now I think though I wouldn't think it's for teachers. I think it's I'm pretty sure it's just the law enforcement. 25 years Florida retirement instead of 30. You know, it was 30 for teachers, then went to 33. If you really want them getting back in the classroom, get the retirement down to 25 like most places, most states. But they're going to give them 8 years a drop instead of 5. Drop's a nice deal now.
Oh, right. I don't understand what that is.
All right, drop. If you're a state employee, let's just say you're a teacher, okay? And you're teaching, and they want you to stay. Look, we can't get teachers now. Every county is looking for teachers. You can't get enough. Nobody wants to work in that line. There's no discipline left in the community, in society, so it's hard to deal with young people.
It's a rough gig.
So what they do, they'll give you a 5-year. You can retire. You get your 30 years in. Actually, you can retire before you get to 30 years in. But the best way to do it, you get your 30 years in, your max retirement. That's the old way we did it. Now it's 33. With this new thing, it might be 25. I don't think it is, but I don't know what. It's either 30,
Are
33,
the unions
25.
pushing for 25?
Yeah, this is not really the unions. This is something that they just come up with to try to incentives. But anyway, they're shortage of teachers, so they're going to give you 8 years of drop. So let's say you can retire at 30 years, which I think is 33. Or you can retire at 30 years. What they do, you go into the drop column, deferred retirement option plan. You go into it. They take whatever your retirement is, okay? You got your 30 years. This is what you're going to make in retirement.
All right.
You continue to work. You continue to make the salary you're making right then. They take that monthly check, retirement check that you get. They put it into an account, your name, your savings account. It rolls in there every single month for 5 years. It draws interest over 5 years. So when you get out in 5 years, you can take that large chunk of money, or you can put it into a stock market. You can transfer it over and not taxed on it. If you take it out,
you have a choice what you do with that money.
if you take it out now, you're taxed on it. So that's not a good thing to do. But now they're giving you 3 extra years. So you could work for 38 years, or you can say, you know what, heck with this. I'm 60. I'm going to retire now, but I'm going to start drawing drop now. And I only got 28 years in the state retirement. So then they penalize you so many years, you're not 62. Anyway, it's a nice thing for state employees.
Yeah,
and
really.
this, the politicians or state politicians, they get that also. That's the main reason they do it. They get a piece of it,
They
too.
get a piece of that, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Chad Mitchell trying to get it where all doctors get that same deal. I'm not sure how it's going to work out.
Well, they need, because they don't make any money, those poor doctors.
Hey, listen,
don't make any
you know,
money.
they really don't make what people think.
I know.
They got to have all kind of big-time insurance because everybody's trying to sue everybody. Every time you walk by and bump into somebody, that doctor's fault. We got to sue him.
That's why Doc plays the piano.
Well, the
on the
violin.
weekends.
The violin.
It's the world's smallest violin. That's what I'm good at.
Hey, did you hear us talking about it?
Of course I did.
Well, you're pretty good at it.
I was stuck in traffic listening to you knuckleheads.
When you're waiting, when you're waiting for him in the lobby, he'll get on that violin and play a little bit and smooth you out while you're not upset.
Gets his little hat out so
Yeah.
you can drop $1 in there.
I'm
doing there,
glad
Doc?
I wore my boots today.
How you doing today, Doc? Did you get to go to the Gulf Coast Jam? I thought that was your truck.
No.
That was not you. That was your daughter's truck parked by Kenny's.
Oh, here we go.
Unbelievable. Your wife did not want to go? She didn't want to fight the traffic?
She's not really one to do. You know, we lived at one point in Palmetto Trace, and we were backed up to that. And I mean, we could hear it from the house because we were the row of houses in the very back.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you, until they quit playing, I mean, it was loud in the house.
You just go in the backyard, pull a chair out?
He could have, yeah. I mean, you could hear every word they were saying.
Well, I'll tell you
Probably
what,
better
it's
than
getting bigger
the
and bigger
people that were
every year.
up close to the amps.
Yeah.
Wildcat, bigger and bigger every year. You know what? Right now, they could probably get as big as names they can get. But those are pretty big names they had there. They were people from all over the country there. I mean,
I'm
over
sure.
the country came here to Panama City Beach. Did you avoid the beach this weekend?
Yeah, because I went to Pensacola on Saturday.
Pretty smart man.
So I took the interstate.
Yeah, it was packed out. Let's take this phone call. Good morning.
Good morning. Congratulations, Golden Eagles.
Yeah, they go into Auburn. They beat Penn last night, 11-2, and they win the Auburn region. How did your Volunteers do? I didn't keep up with it.
They won at Clemson. We're going to be in the World Series with Alabama and the Golden Eagles. We'll make some good bets in Omaha.
Now, wait a minute. We go to Super Regions next. Then
Oh,
Omaha.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we ain't there yet. I hope we get there.
Did you catch
I'm
his
all
jab
messed up
about
the softball? Yeah. What was the jab?
Jab about betting?
Oh, yeah. But Brian, give him some advice. He needs it. He's my Huckleberry.
Brian's gone. I don't know where. Brian's somewhere out of the state. He was.
Who said that?
That's Mitchell.
Somebody needs to.
That's Dr. Mitchell. That's Dr.
Oh,
Mitchell.
the doc. Hey,
Yeah.
Doc. I got a problem with. Well, I want to tell people. So I'm gonna give you a boost and a promo and all that. Shout out. Do not ignore going to the doctor if you injure yourself orthopedically. I did that, and I should have had surgery immediately that day on my AC joint, only because I'd experienced another AC joint injury that I rehabbed without surgery. Always go to your doctor. You go to your specialist when you have an orthopedic injury. How about that?
I want to thank you for that. Now, you do realize since he's on the phone and you mentioned this, he is going to bill you.
Bill me? He owes me. He owes me a free visit.
You don't know how he works.
Speaking of owing, did you ever get your 12-pack of Dr. Pepper?
I'm coming down to
Buffalo
collect
Rock
it
products?
personally. I'm coming down to collect it personally Wednesday. I heard him singing on the gospel radio about Coach Manley. It said, "Watch out what you're saying. Little ears are listening." I want to see East High's Eagle before I leave Florida and resettle in Arkansas. I'm going to a great time in Arkansas. It's a football season where they're undefeated and they're optimistic.
Wait a minute. Are you moving to Arkansas, or are you just going to visit Arkansas?
No, I'm moving over there, but I'll still follow y'all on the intranet or internet.
When are we losing you out of the great state of Florida? What day? Can you tell us when you're
After I visit you Wednesday morning. Honey's bringing me down there. Honey is en route from parts unknown. I'll leave that because I don't want her stalked. But she's going to come down and she's going to drive me to Arkansas with a little bit of time in Tennessee in the interim.
Yeah.
But man, I forgot about that super regional. The Vols may have to play the Golden Eagles. Have they named the matchups yet?
I know Alabama's going to play Wake Forest, or the Wake Forest Super Region. I'm not sure where Southern Mississippi's going. I didn't look it up.
Alabama has to travel.
Yeah. I'm sure Southern's going to travel. I don't know where they're going.
Well, I don't know. Southern, facility issue maybe, but Southern's been good. They've been, you notice they play these Tuesday games sometimes against the big conferences, and they've done pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
I know they beat my Trojans.
Yeah.
I know that.
Mike, who knows?
So,
they might win it. That'd be the third year in a row a team from the great state of Mississippi wins the national championship.
No, the Vols are going to win it this year after falling on their face last year. They were number one. They had a guy who could throw it faster than I shouldn't say a Japanese bullet train since they had that terrible accident in India, but, I just did, I guess.
What about Vandy? Did Vandy get out? Did they make it?
I don't keep over them. Fireman Harry got recalled. He had some eligibility left up there near Brushy Mountain at Morgan Regional Correctional Institute. So he's the guy in the family that keeps up with Vandy.
Yeah.
I don't watch them that much, really. I'm a ball guy. I used to go to Vandy games because they were cheap to get into, and you could see, you could see Paul Bryant and Johnny Vaught, which I did, and Fran Kersey, and I'll throw you a bone there, John, but he doesn't remember that they had a football team, does he?
Hey, I tell you what, now,
Get me out of this, Mike.
People didn't realize how big Bear Bryant was. Bear Bryant was a big man.
At least 6'3.5". Hey, when I come down, I may call a guy to give you a Coach Bryant story if you got the time. He can do it. He can do it in 2 minutes.
Call on the air and do it. Good Lord.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yes,
I would
love
get him
anything
on
with
air.
Bear Bryant. I'd like to hear. Yes, sir.
But he's an Auburn guy. It's funny,
That's
and he's
okay.
a nice man. And at the conclusion of the, he's got 2 stories. One of them you can't tell. It involves a fall at a football banquet, but we won't get into that. It had something to do with something smelled like Kentucky. Anyway, I'm speaking in code here.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a wild turkey over there.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's a great time. Who doesn't? If you haven't ever done that, good for you, okay? I didn't fall. I saw a guy at a football banquet, the coach that he was talking about used to wear little fur balls on the back of his tennis socks, and he held them up and said, "I'm going to cut Coach so-and-so's balls off," and he cut the things off the socks. Now, that's ugly. I don't care who you are. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you later in the week. We'll drink some zero sugar Dr. Pepper.
All right, Mike. Thank you, buddy. All right, let's talk about some of our great sponsors. They all did really well this weekend. J. Michael's restaurant was packed out the entire time. They did a great job. Best seafood, coldest beer. J. Michael's restaurant on Thomas Drive. Friday was Chris Fish. You couldn't get in. The place is jam-packed all day. Coldest beer, best seafood you get anywhere. Took my roommate and his wife there, Diane and Blaine Burnett. We ate there. I said, listen, the shrimp's the best you ever had. And she loves shrimp. She goes they travel quite a bit. She was my God.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're taking the inside drive.
There was a crazy wreck where a tire got knocked off one of
There's no stop button on that thing. Keep
Are we
talking,
back?
Coach. Yeah, we're back.
Okay, we're back. So she had the shrimp burger. Try the shrimp burger. Outstanding at J. Michael's Restaurant. Stevenson Air Conditioning, the heat is on. It's getting cranked up. It's going to be cranked up even worse as it goes on this summer. Make sure you have any problems, you call Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason and his crew do an incredible job. Stevenson Air Conditioning. Also, South Oak Title and Closing. For all your real estate dealings, you go to closing, you demand Chuck Tucker, South Oak Title and Closing, #1, not even close. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. We went there Saturday night and had a great time. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Buy one, get one free. Small draft beer, margarita, and house wine. Lunch specials Monday through Friday. We'll be right back. The legendary. Chad, what's going on with you? What's the best way to get up with a legend? We had a former player call in last week, and we talk about Dr. Chad Mitchell, how he saved his career, had an opportunity to play his senior year where most people would not have let him play. Chad took care of him. He played, and he got a Division I scholarship at the University of Southern Mississippi. Chad, what's the way we can get everybody else to you to get more scholarships out there?
Call Orthopedic Associates 850-785-4344. You can also look me up at chadmitchellmd.com.
We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's Friday. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're taking the inside drive.
There was a crazy wreck where a tire got knocked off one of the driver's cars and flew up, and it looked like it was going into the crowd, and it ended up just
From the Florida Bama line to the Gulf of Mexico. 102.1, 104.3, ESPN Northwest Florida. Join Ryan Mulvey.
Thank you very little.
Middays 11 to 1 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Monday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 81 with a gentle breeze out of the south around 8 miles per hour. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 71. Tomorrow, mostly sunny most of the day aside from a likelihood of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and a high around 82. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
If it's Western wear for the whole family you're looking for, there's only one place to shop, that boot store. The selections are huge and many of your favorite name brands at affordable prices are available. Want the finest in work clothes? Famous Carhartt work clothes are available too. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5, and Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. till 5:30. Next to Kia 15th Street, Panama City. Remember what Joe always said, keep Jesus in your life every day.
You know the break room for the best pool tables in Bay County. But did you know they now serve delicious food? Check out the break room's daily lunch and dinner specials like spaghetti and meatballs, meatloaf with mashed potatoes, air-fried chicken, and more. Plus the best burgers, hot dogs, and you gotta try the Sammy of the day. The break room on Panama City Beach at the corner of Joan Avenue and North Lagoon. For more information, check them out on Facebook.
Chef Ross here. We're open daily at 11 at the break room.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm not prepared. I really am not prepared at all.
I hope you won't judge me on one email I sent 10 years ago.
My apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Live from the J. Michael Studio.
Not after spicier food,
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's Monday. Dr. Chad Mitchell with us this morning. Wildcat running the board back there does an incredible job. How, Louise and Tommy Santamont, did they get up with you?
Yes, they did.
Good. Okay. Yeah. I know all about it. She fell. They were out camping up on a trail. Not camping, but, walking and everything. And she fell, got hurt. And heck, it was broken. And who did they go to? The legendary doctor, Dr. Chad Mitchell. And what did he do? He put the magical hands on her, and she was healed. She was healed. Have you ever thought about getting in ministry? We're gonna get you to
Listen.
get you to do some.
I'm worried about lightning coming through the roof here. Listen, in my opinion, God's the only one does the healing. I do
You
things
did a good
to
job too
encourage
now.
things to heal. Let's put it that way.
You did a good job. You're too modest. You're very modest,
Well,
man.
listen,
Yes,
my
you
mother
are.
taught me to be that way.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Lord. All right, I want to get into that. Well, Texas and Oklahoma getting ready to join the mighty SEC in 2020. We're one way. We got to get through this year. Then everything happens in 2024. I'm looking forward to 2023, the last year of the SEC, until we bring in the new power, the new two bloods of college football, the Texas Longhorns, Oklahoma Sooners. And, Chad, it comes down to recruiting. If you want to have, if who's got the best players, 90% of the time are going to win the games. Then
Right.
coaching comes into it. That's when Saban comes into it, Kirby comes into it, Urban Meyer, people like that win all the time. But you got to have good ball players to do that, and they will tell you that. Let's look over the last 10 years of recruiting, and it kind of plays out. You go over 10 years and you combined all these recruiting, and then they come up with a formula who's number one. Well, over the last 10 years, Bama came out with a 1.7 overall average, which is unbelievable, which is the number one in the nation. They had a 2014, 16, 17, 19, 2021, 2023, and 2018 recruiting classes was off the charts, either number one or number two. I think honestly, I think they're all number one by different, you have all these different publications about recruiting. 2018 was Alabama's worst class they brought in was in 2018. You know what it was? It was fifth in the nation. Fifth in the nation. That's the worst class they had.
So I'm going to ask who was in that class.
Oh, look at this. Go back and look.
Let's look it up.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Georgia. Now look, they're competing not against Alabama. They're keeping all these other schools in the SEC. Let's look at Georgia over the last 10 years. Georgia, their overall combined class came in third, 3%. It was unbelievable, top 3% in the country. They had the number one recruiting class of 2018, 2020, and then in 2014 through 2018, it was either in the top 8. The last class, last 7 classes for the Georgia Bulldogs were averaged to be about second overall. We combined all these formulas. So look at Georgia. They just won back-to-back national championship. Kirby's record there is unbelievable. Georgia's record over the last 7 years is incredible. 7, 8 years is unbelievable. Even the last 10 years. Then the number 3 was LSU in the SEC. 2014, they had the number 2 class. They had the 15 class in 2018, I think it was. Only one time in the last 10 years were they below 7th best recruiting in the entire country. Now, let's look at Texas. Texas' best was like average 9.5. So they recruited pretty well. So they're in the top 10. They haven't developed the players like they should have. They were third back in 2018. And in 2019, they were pretty good. 23, they were pretty good. They were 25th in 2017. 4 times they ranked in the top 5 classes. So they're not that far off from well, they're a little bit. They're off. They're off. When you look at how these things are done up, they're still off. But they're a lot better than most teams in the country. Most teams in the country would go nuts and love to have the recruiting that Texas has done. But it still has to go up and be in the top 5 if they're going to compete annually for a national championship. Texas A&M. Texas A&M, well, I think they were tied for 4th. They were 9.5 with this formula they come up with. They had the greatest class in college football history back in 2022. They were 17th in 2016 through 2018 in recruiting. Now, let's look at Oklahoma. Oklahoma was 10.3, still really good, but not where it needs to be when you're looking at these teams ahead of them. Oklahoma was number 4th in the nation back in 2019 recruiting. They were 19th back in 2016. Let's look at the Florida Gators. The Gators were 12.2, which was 7th in the SEC. Auburn Tigers was 12.3 combined average, and that was the best 8th in the SEC. So you really got to recruit at a high level if you want Texas, Oklahoma to come in here and compete for the national championship or even compete for the SEC. It's all about recruiting, developing, and now, Chad, it's about keeping them on your campus.
Yep.
Who are some of these players?
So the 2018 class for the Alabama Crimson Tide, and this first player I'll mention is Iabi Anoma. I think he transferred.
He did. He was like a number one.
Right, but I think he went pro, right?
He transferred. I don't know. He transferred 2 or 3 times.
That'd be one I'd have to look up to see if he went pro. I think he did, but he transferred out. But anyway, Patrick Surtain, Emil Ikior, Jalen Waddle, okay, Josh Jobe, Cameron Latu, Jalen Armour Davis, Jerome Ford, Slade Bolden, Skylar DeLong, who was one of the punter kickers. Anyway, that's some of that class. That's not all of that class, but that's some of that class. That was a pretty good class.
They all were outstanding classes last 10 years of Alabama. Georgia did the exact same thing. Look at Georgia. They had 15 guys drafted off that first national championship. What did they do? They replaced, can you believe that? They replaced 15 players and won another national championship.
Yeah.
15, record number.
Yeah.
Kirby's got it rolling. It's incredible what the man's doing over at Georgia. Excuse me, my throat's still messed up a little bit. Hey, Kentucky, can Texas and Oklahoma do it? How long does it take them to win a SEC championship or a national championship? Can they recruit at this level? I say yes for Texas. I'm not sure about Oklahoma. I'm not sure Oklahoma can out-recruit Alabama, Georgia, or LSU.
We'll see.
Now,
I mean, they did get some outstanding players.
They do. Yeah. They do. There's no doubt about that. But they're also playing a lot tougher competition now. They've done it in the past. They come into Bryant-Denny, and before when Alabama had a home and home, this was Alabama's going through some recruiting issues, NCAA probation period. Alabama got beat at home. They went on the road, got beat by Oklahoma there. Alabama's no longer on probation, as we all know. So I think it's going to be a lot more difficult. Oklahoma's got to get most of their players in the great state of Texas. Now everybody in the SEC is going to Texas recruiting. Deion, his Colorado Buffaloes getting ready to go to the Big 12, and they're going to be recruiting heavily in there.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't see. I think Oklahoma will always be really good. They'll always be a threat, but I'm not sure they can. I'm not sure how Oklahoma's going to do. Texas, all the money that Texas has, I think they can recruit at that level. I think you'll see them even recruit at a higher level now they go into the SEC.
Well, there's some truth to that for sure. If you got the money now and you can get the pay to the players, you certainly can have a big influence in the transfer portal and in recruiting these high school athletes.
Oh, I don't know how much time we got, but I'm going to go ahead and jump into this a little bit. Let's go look at these Winston-Salem region, which was Wake Forest, correct? Game 1, Maryland 7, Northeastern 2. Game 2, Wake Forest 12, George Mason zip. Then the losers go play George Mason 11, Northwestern 3, Wake Forest 20. Listen to this, Chad. Wake Forest 21, and where's it? I just lost my place. Maryland 6. Maryland 6.
Was that a football game?
Yeah, that's what I was sitting there thinking the same thing. That's a pretty good offense performance, 21-6. Sunday's
That's
game,
3 touchdowns.
Sunday game, Wake Forest 15, George Mason 1, and George Mason in the game 5 beat Maryland 11-10 to get an opportunity to get beat again by Wake Forest. Gainesville region. Well, I'm gonna hold off and leave that for you. Okay, you got the Gainesville region.
I don't have the whole region like you had there.
You mean do it?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
All right, down in Gainesville, Texas Tech, pretty good program. Texas Tech 3, UConn 2. Florida Gators in game 2, 3. Florida A&M zip. Losers, UConn 9, A&M 6. Texas Tech 5, Florida Gators 4. Then Florida had to beat UConn 8-2. Then they beat Texas Tech in game 6, 7-1. Go Gators,
on Saturday.
baby. Go
they got another
Gators.
game coming up Monday.
Yeah, they got to win this one. I forgot about this. It's going to be at ESPNU. 11 o'clock our time.
Right.
Arkansas 13, Santa Clara 6, TCU 12, Arizona 4. TCU looked good, man. Saturday, Santa Clara 9, Arizona 3, and then TCU, listen to this, TCU 20, Arkansas 5. Arkansas played Santa Clara, beat them 6-4, and then Monday you have TCU, Arkansas, 3 o'clock. 2 o'clock our time, ESPNU. And they have to play game 7. They had weather issues out there. Clemson region. Clemson 12. And then Tennessee beat Charlotte 8-1. I just lost my place. So I'm going to skip. Sunday, you had Charlotte beating Clemson 3-2. Tennessee beat Charlotte 9-2. Tennessee wins that region. LSU 7, Tulane 2. Oregon State 18, Sam Houston 2. Saturday, you had Sam Houston and Tulane playing again in the losers bracket. Sam Houston won 10-2. And then Sunday, LSU 6, Oregon State 5. Oregon State 3, Sam Houston 1. And they will play Monday. LSU, Oregon State will play at 1 o'clock our time on ESPN+. Nashville, you had Oregon 5, Xavier 4, Vandy 12, Eastern Illinois 2. And then they had the loser breaker. Xavier won that 7-0. You had Oregon 8, Vandy 7, Xavier 2, Vandy 1. Oh my God, Vandy's out. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
All that good stuff I said at Vandy, forget that. Oregon beats Xavier 11-2. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and finish up with these regional plays. All right, let's talk about chance to give a little more love to you. You've been doing this. This is going to your 24th year on Bay County sidelines. A legendary doctor, been taking care of athletes forever. And not only, a lot of people think, well, he just does sports, athletics. No, he does everyone. You'll see anybody that has any kind of injury, correct?
That's right.
So the best way to get up is look online, call, make an appointment. Give us, again, a little rundown how we do this.
Call Orthopedic Associates at 850-785-4344. You can also look me up at chadmitchellmd.com. And also, if you're interested in, if you have osteoarthritis of your knee and you're interested in robotic knee replacements, go to robotmd.com. It's a website I've started that has some articles on there about how we do it.
Yeah, this is the future. I'm telling you, this is what's coming.
It is the future. I think it's, I posted an article this weekend on artificial intelligence and is it used, during robotic knee replacement. So
is it?
It's an article on the website. Yeah, robotmd.com.
Okay. All right, let's talk about some more of our great people. Rudy's Barbecue on Bad Beach Road, one day away from Ethan Boyd being here, does an incredible job. I think they had a great weekend down there at Rudy's Barbecue. If you love barbecue, the only place you need to go, and that is Rudy's Barbecue on Bad Beach Road. Try the turkey plate. Turkey sandwiches are incredible. Also, don't forget about Newbies. 3 great locations. John and Charlotte doing an incredible job. Newbies 2 on the Curve. That's where you go watch all sporting events. They were packed out late at night. It seemed like everybody was at the concert, head down to Newbies. They had a great weekend. Get out to Newbies, have a great time. We'll be right back. Chad Mitchell, we're going to finish up this baseball. We got the Charlotte region to look at when we get back. How did Virginia do? I'm not sure. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
But yeah, Braves beating the Phillies last night 8-5. Austin Riley kind of breaking out of that slump along with Marcell Ozuna right now, that's kind of more impressive. And no one's giving Michael Harris, dealing with injuries, but no one's giving Michael Harris half the flack of what Marcell Ozuna was dealing with, and he's brought that average all the way
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Everyone loves gold chains. I mean, who doesn't? Gold always works. Tracy's Fine Jewelry inside Coin and Bullion Reserves features the largest selection of 14-karat gold chains, bracelets, pendants, and earrings you'll find anywhere. In fact, more than all the other stores in Bay County combined. And they're all on sale today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry inside Coin and Bullion Reserves. You won't find a larger selection or lower prices anywhere. Gold always works, and you can take that to the bank.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. See Mid-South Lumber for all of your DIY projects, including windows, doors, siding, lumber, and millwork. Are you building a new home? Bring your contractor in to Mid-South Lumber and meet with a member of their sales team to discuss your framing, siding, windows, and doors. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
He's a 10-foot-tall, barrel-chested beast man who showers in vodka and feeds his baby shrimp scampi.
Kind of a big deal.
Please welcome.
Ain't gonna hurt.
Live and local from the J. Michaels studio, the Coach James Hale Show, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Oh, Robert. And welcome back to ESPN Northwest Florida. Really, all these scores, we're going to go over pretty quick with Charlottesville region. Virginia 15, Army West Point 1, East Carolina 14, Oklahoma 5. Oklahoma beats Army West Point 10-1. Virginia beats East Carolina 2-1. East Carolina beats Oklahoma 8-5. And then you had Game 6. Virginia wins it 8-3 over East Carolina. Stanford, you had them 13, San Jose State 2, Texas A&M 12, Cal State Fullerton 7, Cal State Fullerton 9, San Jose State 5, Texas A&M 8, Stanford 5, Stanford 6, Cal State Fullerton 5, and then I hate it, man. Stanford 13, Texas A&M 5. I had Texas A&M out of that one. They got to play again today, 8 o'clock tonight on ESPN Plus. Stanford versus A&M. Come on, Aggies, let's get a win. Coral Gables, Texas. I knew Texas was going to be pretty tough. Texas 4, Louisiana 2, Miami 9, Maine 1. Saturday it was Louisiana 19, Maine 10, and then you had Texas beating Miami 4-1. Saturday's game, Miami 8, Louisiana 5, and they had Texas 10, Miami 6. Texas wins the. I think I got that right. I think I had Texas. I think Texas gets it done. Another SEC, by the way. Then you had Duke 12, NC Wellington 3, Rider 11, Coastal Carolina 10, Coastal Carolina 12. I'm just going to go down who won this and who cares. Coastal Carolina's got to play Duke Monday at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock our time on ESPN. Stillwater, you had Washington 9, Dallas Baptist 5, Oral Roberts 6, Oklahoma State 4. On Saturday, you had Dallas Baptist 18, Oklahoma State 4, Oral Roberts 15, Washington 12. These are some high-scoring games, Chad. Not much pitching going on there. Sunday, Dallas Baptist 9, Washington 1, Oral Roberts 6, Dallas Baptist is 5. Oral Roberts, they keep going. Keep sending that money. All right, Kentucky 4, Ball State 0. Indiana 12, West Virginia 6. On Saturday, West Virginia 13, Ball State 5. Indiana on game 4, 5, Kentucky 3. Okay, on Sunday, Kentucky 10, West Virginia zip. And then game 6, Kentucky 16, Indiana 6. They're going to have to play Monday at 5 o'clock our time, ESPN Plus, Kentucky, Indiana. Come on, Kentucky. Auburn, woo! We'll talk more about that a little bit later. Stanford 4, Southern Mississippi 2, Penn 6, Auburn 3. And then on Saturday, the losers bracket, Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles take down the Auburn Tigers 7-2. Penn takes down Stanford 5-4. And then on Sunday, Southern Mississippi wins the first game against Stanford. And then the second game, Southern Mississippi beats Penn 11-2. So they'll play tomorrow. No, today. I'm sorry, today. I keep thinking today's Sunday. Monday at 2 o'clock ESPN. Goodness gracious. I forgot how many regions they were. Indiana 6. I'm going to go ahead and skip. This is just too much. That region was Indiana State wins it. Columbia, you had NC State. Who won that, Chad? South Carolina wins the region. South Carolina beat Campbell 16-7 to win that region. Tuscaloosa, we'll go over that. Troy 11, Boston College 10. Game 2, Alabama 4, Nicholas 3. Then Boston College took care of the winner-losers bracket. Alabama beat Troy 11-8. And then Sunday, Boston College beat Troy 4-1. Alabama beats Boston College 8-0. Chad, super regionals. What do we got? Who's playing? I got
so. The winner of the Winston-Salem region, which is Wake Forest, is going to play Alabama, the winner of the Tuscaloosa region. Texas won the Coral Gables region, and they're waiting on the winner of the Stanford and Texas A&M game. Both of those have one loss. So it's whoever wins the next one moves on to play Texas. Then in the Baton Rouge regional, there's LSU with 0 losses having to play Oregon State with 1 loss. So if LSU wins, they would advance. Otherwise, Oregon, I think, would have to beat them twice.
Right.
And then they will play, whoever wins that will play the winner of the Lexington region, which you've got Kentucky with 1 loss and Indiana with 1 loss. So there's really one game left. Yeah, there. And then you've got the Auburn region, Penn with 1 loss, Southern Miss with 1 loss. They're going to meet Tennessee, who won the Clemson region, over on the other side of the bracket. Indiana State, they won the Terre Haute region, and they're going to play the winner of the Fayetteville region, which is Arkansas with 1 loss versus TCU with 0 losses. The Stillwater region was won by Oral Roberts University, and they're going to play Oregon, which won the Nashville region. Then there's the Charlottesville regional, which Virginia won, and they're waiting on the winner of the Coastal Carolina and Duke game out of Conway. In the Columbia region, South Carolina won. They've got 0 losses, and they're waiting on the winner of the Gainesville regional, which is Florida with 1 loss, playing Texas Tech with 1 loss, and that is today. So all you Gator fans out there, be on the lookout for your team today, playing Texas Tech.
Now, the Omaha, I do believe they're going to start playing that Friday, June 16th, and it's a best of 3 will take place. The best of 3 takes place June 24th to June 26th.
Yeah, those are the dates. So your super regionals, they start June 9th through the 11th, or June 10th through 12th, depending on where you're playing.
I'm going to ask you a stupid question.
Hope I have the answer for it.
Well, where the games are being played.
I don't know if I know stupid answers.
The games being played like the games played at Wake Forest, right?
Yeah.
Coral Gables, Texas will play at Coral Gables since they won that against the winner.
I would have to dig into that further, and I don't have that listed here on the bracket.
I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, and this bracket I'm looking at doesn't really show it. So
yeah, but anyway, that's what's going on in baseball. Softball, oh man, well, you want to hold off on softball? We get back. We get into everything with the Gators.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
How much time we got? Oh, we got 3 minutes. I thought we had time to go. Chad, what do you think, man? Who right now? If you had to pick a team right now to win it all, who you got? I think LSU's in pretty good shape. I like the LSU Tigers. I think they got a chance to win it. I think Florida Gators got a chance to win the whole thing.
I'm just going to tell you, I think they're pretty evenly matched.
They are. I mean, I'm surprised at some of these scores. The big names were getting beat by some of these schools we never heard of.
Right. And so I think it's anybody's to win. Anybody that's now in this making it to the Super
does the
Regionals.
Southern Mississippi keep it going in the great state of Mississippi?
They could.
3 national championships in a row.
They could.
From that little tiny state, the academic center of the world, Mississippi. Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles. John, what do you think? Does it happen? Does the great state of Mississippi three-peat?
It's time for a miracle.
Miracles happen every day.
That's right.
Every single day.
Just listen to this show and you'll find that out.
Hey, did you ever? I didn't get to ask you. Did you? You didn't get to go to the Gulf Coast Jam? You missed out on it?
Oh, I missed out on it, no.
All right.
I couldn't afford tickets.
Get you in there next year.
People that I knew that I thought would give me tickets, they
I thought that lady called in. I really thought she had connections to you. I thought y'all were doing something shady. Or as you know. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. We got so many great sponsors. We appreciate every single one of you guys. Turf Pro, Patrick does a great job down at Turf Pro Pest Control. You want that yard looking absolutely gorgeous, you call Turf Pro Pest Control. They'll get out there and they'll take care of all issues. They really do an outstanding job. There's no doubt about that. Michael Dennison will be in here Thursday. Michael was at my house yesterday. Guess what? My roommate was down, getting ready to turn 65. Well, he wanted to learn it from the best. Who did he call? Michael shows up. They're there for about an hour and a half.
I'm going to talk to him when he comes here. I'm going to talk to him.
Yeah, you need to talk to him. The guy's incredible. Does a great job. Michael's Insurance Solution, they do it all, brother. He guy's incredible. Advantage plans, Medicare, you name it. Individual, family, group, health insurance. He does it all. And it's complicated. I mean, it's really, you got to sit there and listen and then look over it, go with it, and you pick the best plan for you. Chad, when you were 65, who did you go with?
I'm not even 55 yet.
Oh, what a dig. Oh.
Or what did you pick when you were 95?
That's pretty good. Hey, B4 Brady's. Pat's doing pretty good. Pat Perno's doing pretty good right now. He's had a little procedure he had to take care of, and he's doing good right now. Beef O'Brady's, 10 wings on Wednesday now from 11:33 on Wednesday. Got a special at Lynn Havens Beef O'Brady's. 10 wings and a drink for $9.99. You can't beat that anywhere. Best food, TVs everywhere, outstanding. The people there are really friendly. They work their tails off. Good people there. Beef O'Brady's. Go have a good time. Tell them Coach sent you. We'll be right back. You listen to ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the sports talk monster on the Gulf Coast. Let's go! Destin, Panama City, and Mexico Beach. Listen on 104.3. In the Mariana, Chipley, and Bonifay area, hear us on 102.1.
Swing, line, drive, left center field,
And now, Port St. Joe, Apalachicola, and Weewa. It's 101.9. We have Northwest Florida covered. It's ESPN Northwest Florida. This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Monday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 81 with a gentle breeze out of the south around 8 miles per hour. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 71. Tomorrow, mostly sunny most of the day aside from a likelihood of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and a high around 82. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
The new Smokin' Triple Stack at Firehouse Subs is stacked high with honey ham, smoked jerky, and slow-smoked beef brisket. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Smokin' Triple Stack Sub. Get it for a limited time, only at Firehouse Subs. Participating U.S. locations. Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
By now, you've heard us talking about Tiger TV Pro. Hi, David Hayes from the Afternoon Underdogs, here to remind you about this incredible streaming service with over 6,000 premium channels. And the cost, you ask? $15 a month. Yes, only $15 a month. Every sports channel is available, including the ACC and SEC network, the NFL, NBA, MLB, HBO, Showtime, and thousands more. For more info, go to our website at espnpc.com. Scroll down and click the Tiger logo.
104.3 Northwest Florida serves you bigger helpings of local and SEC coverage than Paula Dean's all-you-can-eat potato and gravy bar.
Did you just say potato and gravy bar?
That's not a real thing.
Self-service potato shop from McCann with 10 kinds of gravy and a smorgasbord of succulent toppings.
Join me and Coach Glenn Manley weekday mornings 7 to 9, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
That's good gravy, y'all.
Florida State. Woo! FSU update is brought by Newbies. Got Newbies have a great time. We've got 3 great locations. They had a huge crowd there this weekend, especially late at night. After the concert, it seemed like everybody headed on down to Newbies like they always do, and they had a great time and just continues to have wonderful times at Newbies. Get in there and have the great time. Remember the mothership, the best bands in the Southeast every weekend throughout the summer, heck, throughout the year. It's incredible who they have come and play there. And then Newbies Chill on the Curve. You can go watch all sporting events. Chad, what do you got for us today on FSU?
We've got the mighty Florida State Seminole softball team beating the Washington Huskies 3-1.
Good job.
This happened this weekend. FSU scores 2 in the bottom of the second, and then they both scored 1 run apiece in the 6th inning. And then in the 7th inning, the shortstop for Florida State makes this fantastic double play to end the game. It's basically a line drive over her head, and she, leaps and reaches as hard as, as high as she can, catches the ball. There's a Washington Husky on second who's come off the bag, right, thinking it's going to go into left field, and she's got to score. And the shortstop comes down with it, throws it to the second baseman at second base. Game over. FSU wins, and they advance. So Florida State, it looks like they'll play Tennessee since Tennessee beat Oklahoma State. And then, looking at the rest of the bracket.
Tennessee's pretty good now. Tennessee's pretty good.
I know. They're very good. And then you've got, looks like Stanford and Oklahoma over on the other side. So softball's looking well. The player to really mention, and I've mentioned her several times over the last several weeks, is Sandercock, who they brought her in the second inning to start pitching, and she finished the game and got the win. And she's obviously their best pitcher. Doing very well, and it shows. So FSU Seminoles on a roll.
If they can get by Tennessee, which I kind of think they will, but Tennessee's good.
Tennessee's very
better
good.
than people think.
Yeah.
Oklahoma. Can anybody beat Oklahoma?
That's a good question. I mean, they've just got a great team.
Did they lose any of those games?
No.
Yeah, I think they went down probably close to 50 straight. It's unbelievable.
Something like that. I don't have their information.
Jim Brandt told me their record the last 5 years, whatever it was. It's like you wouldn't believe it.
They're tough.
Unbelievable. Well, hopefully the girls from FSU can get a national championship. That'd be kind of nice. FSU football. We all can't wait. There's another poll out there if I can find it. You got anything else on FSU?
No, nothing.
All right, let me go with this new poll if I can find it. This is ESPN released updated SP top 25 ahead of the 2023 football season. You got to remember, and this is all new to me. Usually you had a good feel of what kind of team you're going to have after you go through spring football. Not anymore. Because of what? They can transfer in.
Portal.
Yeah, they can transfer in, transfer out. Well, this one supposedly looks into all that. They look into who transferred in these schools, who left these schools. They look at high school recruiting, and this is what they came up with. The point system, I don't know how they do it. The highest point system was number one team in the country, got 29.9 in this new method they use, and it was Georgia. But I'm going to start at the bottom. This one, I don't get this. I really don't. This really shocks me, and maybe it will you. But the experts believe the 25th best team in college football. I'm sorry. Whatever formula they got, they need to go back and recalculate. They got the Mississippi State Bulldogs, the 25th best team in the country.
You think they should be higher than that or lower than that?
I think they're going to struggle. They got a brand new coach.
I think they're going to struggle too.
Yeah, they could change the offense. We all know what happened to Coach Leach. That one kind of threw me a loop. Number 24, UCLA. They had 14.3 points combined. Number 23.
I think of them like Mississippi State.
Yeah, you never know with them.
Yeah, that's right.
I just don't know. Kansas State just played. This won their conference. They won the Big 12. They got destroyed by Alabama in the Sugar Bowl. They came in with 14.3 also. Number 22 was Kentucky, 14.5 with this, whatever that means. And then, listen to this. They're talking about how bad they might win 5 games. They might win 6 games. But by what they go by, the Florida Gators would be the 21st best team in college football. They got Florida with 14.8 points. I don't know. I mean, you listen to the experts. Some say they're going to win 5. Some they're going to win 6. How can Florida not have good players? I think Florida's going to be better than what people. Their schedule's brutal, though. All right, here we go. Chad's Cinderella team. This is the teams he loves.
Here we
TCU. Well, breaking news.
Wait. Georgia just scored.
Georgia scored again. Georgia just scored again. TCU comes in 20th. They were runner-ups in the Big 12. They played for the national champ by this super committee we had. Joke.
They did. They did beat Michigan.
Michigan beat themselves.
I get that, but I'm just saying they won the game. Hey, the scoreboard's what matters. A win's a win.
Win's a win.
Doesn't matter how ugly it is.
They got 15.6, I believe, 15.8. 19th, Lou Fickle coming in, the new coach. Wisconsin comes in 19th. 18th. Now, people think they're going to struggle this year somewhat, but Lane does a good job. The Ole Miss Rebels coming in 18th. 17th, I've heard they could be in the top 10. I'm not sure. I'm not buying it. But they got the Washington Huskies at 17th. Now, get this. Texas A&M is ranked 16th. 18.8 points.
I think Texas A&M isn't even going to be in the top 25 if you ask me.
I heard an expert tell me, somebody I really respect, say they're going to get fired. They will be fired this year.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
15th, you're one of your great teams, Notre Dame. 15th, they're dropping down. They're not in the top 10 like they normally are.
Yep.
14th, Utah. They open up with the Florida Gators.
You know, that's a surprising team, Utah, to me, the last few years. I mean, they've been playing very good ball.
Yeah.
And, they're fun to watch. Actually.
They do a good coach. Does a great job.
Absolutely. So, I hope they're up there in a way.
I just got a feeling Florida's going to put it on them. I think Florida's going to shock the world with one. Yeah. I kind of think that's going to, could be wrong. Number 13, Oklahoma Sooners. Do they play defense this year?
They never have a defense.
Now, this one kind of surprised me. Out of the ACC, Clemson's ranked 12th. Not in the top 10. They're ranked 12th.
I wouldn't put them in the top 10 either at this point.
I got FSU coming out of the SEC.
Me too. I have them in the top 10.
Bo Nix in Oregon, they're number 11. They got 21.5 points.
Yeah.
Now, this is the experts' top 10 of college football. These are the blue blood. These are the ones that are going to be competing for the national championship. Coming in at number 10, FSU, 21.6 points total. They brought in some good players off the transfer deal. They've recruited really well. They got a lot of guys coming back. I think they're going to be in the top 4. That's just me. I think they're going to make the playoffs. I hope. Number 9, the Texas Longhorns. I do believe they're going to be good this year. 23.3 points. Number 8, James Franklin. Can he win a big game? Penn State, 23.5. Then you get number 7, USC, Southern Cal. Watch out for Southern Cal.
All right.
I'm buying out.
Let's put a timeout right here.
Quarterback's back.
How is USC ahead of Florida State? Florida State's a much more complete team than USC. I hope those two get to play.
What did he look at? He goes, you know what? We need a really good defensive lineman. Let's go to the national championship team, the Georgia Bulldogs, that had the number 1 player in the country. Let's get him. Let's give him as much money he wants to get him because of Southern Cal.
Is that stealing? Can you say stealing?
Yeah. Hey, Nick Saban said the 3 schools, and the Southern Cal was one of them, the amount of money they're spending on players with NIL, and they got it to spend it. I'm telling you, watch out. The quarterback's back. What did he do? He won a Heisman. Southern Cal's going to be good.
Yeah, but they still have Lincoln Riley for a coach. Has he had a defense yet? Has Lincoln Riley had a defense
some good defensive
yet?
Players in, I'll tell you that.
Well, he's getting some in, but I hope he forms a defense because when he was, over at Oklahoma, he didn't have a defense either.
All right, coming at number. Are you through?
I might not be.
Number 6, Tennessee Volunteers, 23.9. I do think Tennessee's going to be good. Now, here are your top 5. Number 5, LSU.
Yeah, they definitely deserve to be there. In fact, that could be your dark horse.
25.2 points.
That one.
I got to win the West.
Yeah, they could easily win the West.
Now, if they week 1, this is going to change up after week 1. FSU is at 10, LSU's 5. They're going to play week 1, so whoever wins that's going to be sitting pretty. Number 4, Alabama Crimson Tide, 27.9. When in the heck have we ever been rated this low?
Well, I will tell you, I hope that's where we're going to be. I'm really concerned about this quarterback situation. There's talent there, but there's not experience there. And, I'm sorry, but I just feel like Milroe, he's too one-dimensional.
I think it's going to be Simpson.
Ty Simpson. And it might be, or it might be that Notre Dame quarterback. Yeah. But Alabama's got to find a quarterback. If they have a great quarterback and they can score at will and do what they need to do, okay.
They better be able to run the football. I'll tell you right now.
Then okay, they're going to have a great team. If not, Man, they might be lower in the top 10. And I'm an Alabama fan.
I got
telling
some
you
more on that later.
Yeah.
Number 3, Michigan, 29.2. Number 2, Michigan got a lot of people coming back. I think they're being disrespectful to Michigan. Number 2, Ohio State Buckeyes, 29.6. And number 1, the new power of college football.
Oh, definitely.
The greatest coach in college football at this moment, Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
Georgia Bulldogs.
It's Georgia's to lose.
It's Georgia's world. Their schedule sets up pretty nicely, too.
Yeah.
We get back, we'll talk about all your favorite program in college football, your favorite program every day you look forward to it, the Alabama Update when we get back. Hey, skin cancer can be deadly. We got one great doctor in here. We'll have another great one on Wednesday around 7:30. Dr. Ward does an incredible job. If it does not look right, if it doesn't feel right, and right now you're out in that sun quite a bit, make sure you're putting on suntan lotion, keep covered up. But if it doesn't look right, feel right, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer, 5 minutes can save your life. Go see Dr. Ward. There's offices throughout Northwest Florida. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, 2 great locations off 23rd Street, also at Pier Park. Jason Kovaleski will be this Friday. You can try it before you buy it. If you're a football coach over in town, get on 23rd Street, go see Jason. He can help your athletes. I can guarantee you that. The guy's incredible. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli, 3 restaurants in 1. The pizza's incredible. The bakery is unbelievable. The Napoleon, the carrot cake, the puddings, try the Paradise Cake. You'll absolutely love it. And the deli, they have it packaged for you to take to the beach. It's unreal. You will absolutely love Paparazzi Gourmet Deli on Thomas Drive. A retired police officer, Big John, runs it, does a great job. We'll be right back. Alabama Crimson Tide, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your attention, please.
ESPN Northwest Florida reminds you it's the law. It's the law. When there's a double red flag, stay out of the water, stick your toes in the sand, grab a cold drink, and listen to live sports.
Swung on, miss, strike 3.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Double play!
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Monday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 81 with a gentle breeze out of the south around 8 miles per hour. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 71. Tomorrow, mostly sunny most of the day aside from a likelihood of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and a high around 82. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
By now, you've heard us talking about Tiger TV Pro. Hi, David Hayes from the Afternoon Underdogs, here to remind you about this incredible streaming service with over 6,000 premium channels. And the cost, you ask? $15 a month. Yes, only $15 a month. Every sports channel is available, including the ACC and SEC Network, the NFL, NBA, MLB, HBO, Showtime, and thousands more. For more info, go to our website at espnpc.com. Scroll down and click the Tiger logo.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM Mariana, WPLQ Port St. Joe.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
One program rolled and one program got rolled.
Fold.
Yeah, one total fold. I hate it, man. I hate it. Alabama baseball. I tell you what, man. They win the region. They beat Troy 11-2. The record now, I believe, is 42-19. The atmosphere was incredible. 5,800 packed out place. Alabama-Troy went late into the night, but Bama gets the win over the Troy Trojans. And then they played BC, and they got that. Do you know what time they got through playing Boston College? 12:52 a.m.
Yep.
They probably still asleep right now, don't you think?
Probably so. Hey,
Well, it's only 8 o'clock. Most people are still asleep.
I got to give a shout out to Jason Jackson, the interim head coach. He's the brother of a friend of mine, Brad Jackson, who I work with, week to week. But anyway, his brother has that interim job, and he was the pitching coach and took over after the whole gambling scandal.
That's a nice shirt you got, too, by the way.
And
I wear
anyway, I mean, shout out to him. I hope he gets the starting job. I hope Alabama, takes this at least deep into this World Series, and that he gets the coaching job out of this.
I'm with you 100%. The kids love him. I got the opportunity to go watch him being interviewed and ask questions to him and stuff like that in Hoover. Really good guy. The players.
He's a Florida State baseball player.
No wonder.
There you go.
No wonder. He knows what he's doing. The kids respond to him, and Bama's got it going. This is the first time since 2010 that Alabama's gone this far to a super regional. So good luck to the Crimson Tide. Hope they can get it done. The Wake Forest is pretty doggone good now.
Oh, they are.
Wake Forest is really good. It's going to be tough for Alabama, but baseball got to be. We Jeremy Pridgeon always talk about. They spend all this money in baseball. It's time to get some return, and we're getting return. Isn't it crazy? After the coach gets fired with a gambling situation. How it's just
like
all
the
that
players,
they turn
rally.
a negative to a positive. They turn a setback to a comeback. Roll Tide.
Doesn't happen to you, happens for you. Isn't that what you say all the time?
Guess you got to get up and keep on playing.
Yep.
Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. You never give up. You never give in. Start using robotic surgery. You get in there every day when you wake up, get out of bed. You think this is going to work. This is going to be the newest thing.
This is my pep talk.
Yes, Chad, you can do it. You get in there and you see that person hurting. You do whatever it takes to bring them relief. Whatever it takes, son. Anyway.
Oh, man. Wasn't quite as good as Pat Dye or Bear Bryant, but that was a good pep talk.
Hey, if I had my regular Dr. Pepper, I'd give you a good one.
I just remember sitting with Pat Dye and a group of like 12 other guys. We're going quail hunting, and Pat Dye's giving the safety little lecture, and it felt more like a pregame talk and pep talk. It was awesome. I was inspired.
I sat there right beside him with Harry Mose and Harry's mama down Lake Wells, Florida, and he was committed to Alabama. And after that little talk from Pat Dye, he signed with Auburn, and Bill Curry was not happy.
Yeah.
And while Harry did his freshman year, scored the last touchdown in Legion Field when Auburn lost. Auburn beat Alabama 10-0 because of Harry Mose. All right, let's switch gears to our one that made my heart sad. When Montana when she lost that game, she was crying, they were crying, and they played hard, but just wasn't their deal. They got beat. Their softball team finished the year at 40-18. They were 14-10 in the SEC. Alabama loses to Tennessee.
Tennessee's really good, though.
I watched that game.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, man. I was
Tennessee's
upset.
really good. I mean, Alabama had a good team as well, but Tennessee's really good.
And then on Friday, I believe it was Friday, I watched them play Stanford, and they got beat 2-0. They couldn't get on base. They couldn't hit the ball. It was a pitching game by both teams, and they just came up short. It was sad watching it, and they lost a superstar, man. Montana Fowles is unbelievable. She won't be forgotten in Tuscaloosa, I'll tell you right now. People love her in college softball. Superstar, great kid. I talked to Jamie up there, and she said she would stay after those games as long as it took, no matter what time the game was over. All them little kids wanting autographs and stuff like that. They say she is a sweetheart, just a sweet, wonderful kid. I hate that Bama lost. I really hate that Bama lost to Tennessee. But
no cigar.
Tennessee girls were lighting up those cigars, not the Alabama girls. So the season ends for the mighty Crimson Tide, but they had a good year. And the time she was there, They did a lot of great things. She have over 100 wins, but just couldn't get it done. They couldn't get in. And think about it. Anyway, I hate it. Alabama. All right, Chad. Let's talk a little bit. Let's switch gears. We've talked about baseball. We talked about football, softball. Alabama gets to commit the number 1 running back in the country. You hear about this?
I did not hear about this.
Yes, sir. The number 1 kid out of the IMG Academy in Bradenton. He is a 5-star, Anthony Rogers. He commits to Alabama. His sophomore year and junior year, he combined for 4,468 all-purpose yards, 24 touchdowns. He's from Pike Road, which is outside Montgomery. It's really part of Montgomery. Pike Road down there. He said he talked about it, said we had so many different football coaches here. I decided to go down to IG Academy and try to develop my skills even better. And he said, they've done a great job of me. Pass protection, picking up blitzes, blocking, the whole picture, the whole gamut of running back position. He feels like he's gotten better since he's moved down there, that was a good plug for those coaches down there. But it was between them and really the other school that he really thought about going to was Georgia, Florida, Auburn, and Oregon. But when it came down to it, he looked at all those running backs in the NFL, where they come from. Alabama. Roll Tide. He is committed to the University of Alabama. He's got another year of high school football to play. He's a class of 2025. Now, all this talk about you questioning Alabama. We don't know who the quarterback's going to be. We might lose 4 or 5 ball games.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, he was bad-mouthing Nick Saban. I heard him. He wouldn't say that last week when Nick was down in Destin.
Listen, now wait. No, Nick doesn't want me putting out rat poison.
And you're not.
I'm not putting out rat poison.
Well, let's just look at Nick Saban in Alabama. Schools that have produced 10-plus first-round players since 2010. LSU, they've done an incredible job. They beat Alabama last year. They've had 17 kids. That's incredible. 17 kids since 2010. Florida Gators have had 18, but they don't do anything on the field. They do not win championships like they used to. LSU's won a national championship. Florida hasn't. And Florida had one more player go to the NFL. Georgia Bulldogs. Guess how many Kirby's had since 2010? 20 NFL players. First round. First round. It's unbelievable. Ohio State Buckeyes. 24. Unheard of. 24 players. Nick Saban in Alabama. How many do you think? 25? No, Chad. 30. Alabama Crimson Tide. The team you said has no chance. It's done. They're over.
Here we go.
Fire Saban.
Here we go.
30.
You know what I wonder? I wonder if, some of these kids that Saban tried to tell them that they weren't ready to go in and they ended up second round, third round, fourth round.
Listened to him.
If they would have stayed and listened to him, there might be more than 30.
Just like I've listened to you. I should have listened to you way back then. Unbelievable.
I mean, don't you think? I mean, we've seen some talent come and go throughout the years. And, Saban will tell some of these guys, like, look, you really need another year to develop, and then I think you'll make it into the first round. And they don't listen to him, and they end up in the second, third, fourth round.
John.
John.
Remember what he was saying? Alabama. I don't know about Alabama. Let me tell you something else about Nick Saban.
About the quarterback.
Let me tell you something else about Nick Saban. Active head coaches that have won national championships right now. Mac Brown, North Carolina. Won national championship. I played with him. I love Matt Brown. Jimbo Fisher won national championship. He's now he did it at FSU.
I don't see him winning another one.
Not at A&M. Maybe if he went back to FSU, he might have a chance.
No, he's not going to be welcome back at FSU.
Dabo, 2 national championships. Clemson. Kirby Smart, the new king of college football. 2 national championships. The guy he's been bad-mouthing all morning, Nick Saban, 7 national championships. 7. I
don't want to feed you rat poison,
Listen,
Nick.
You can add up all the other ones. Listen to this. You can add up all the other ones that they're active coaches with national championship. You know what they come up with? They come up with 2, 4, 6. Saban's got 7. He's incredible. Unbelievable.
When you going to bring him on the show?
He won't come on. Thank you.
Jamie can't talk him into coming on the show?
I can't talk him into coming on the show.
Can you get Kirby? You want to get Kirby to come on the show?
He talks to Jamie.
I'm going to start a letter writing campaign.
I'm going to call and say, look, I got another great player. You can call me now. He'd call me then. He is so good. Anyway, thanks for embarrassing me, Chad. Appreciate it. I do have some other things on Bama, but I'll hold off for tomorrow because Kirby's the greatest guy around. Herb Street said, baby, I got it. I got it all down, written down somewhere. I'll tell you what, if we get time, I'll give it to you today. If not, I'll do it tomorrow for Jim Brandt. But so hold off on all this talk about, worry about Bama, worry about Alabama. He said, you ain't got nothing to worry about with Alabama. They're going to be
well, that's what my buddy, the referee who saw them during spring, I asked him, I said, how's Alabama look? He goes, they look like a national champion contender. I said, really? And he goes, yeah, they look like one every year. Yeah. He goes, and that was comparing, he had seen FSU. He had seen Auburn. He had, seen some other schools during the spring.
Yeah,
and that's what he was saying.
Well, I tell you what you need to do, Chad. And Chad listens. Chad listened to me. I've always listened. Matter of fact, he more or less saved my life because we had a problem with the heart, and you knew it. Remember that? You sat there and said, you're going to the doctor. No, I'm good. No, you're going to the doctor.
He was fighting Julie.
Thank God I went because
he wouldn't listen to Julie.
I listened to Chad. Thank God. That really did save my life. But anyway, thank you, Chad, for that. So I will listen to you. Now, you need to listen to me.
You probably ought to listen to Julie. She was the AD after all.
I was administrator. You messed me up. I know what I'm talking about. Chad listened to me. He went with Stevenson Air Conditioning, and he's pleased. Does it feel good in here right now?
It does. It feels great.
Stevenson Air Conditioning. Awesome. They are incredible. You know what's so great about them? Seriously, you know what's so great about them? Jason's a really fine man. He is an honest, good person. He's just a good people. And everybody works for him are good people. They do a great job. I told him, I said, I don't care what it costs. I want the biggest unit you can put in one of the suckers. I don't care what it costs. I said, I want the windows to be blown in when it comes on. He said, I can do that. He said, but you're wasting money. And then he explained to me square footage and then all that other stuff. And I was like, wow. So some other guy would have said, oh, okay. And they would have went in bigger and charged me at twice as much. And he didn't do that. I always remember that. Stevenson Air Conditioning, great company, great people. They truly are wonderful people down there. Locals, taking care of locals throughout Northwest Florida. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1. All right, let's talk about some of our other great people. I talked about him again a minute ago. Michael came over the house the other day. You can listen to him on Thursday mornings. Michael's Insurance Solution. He sat and visited with my roommate in college. And I think Blaine's going to go with him. They were there at least an hour and a half going over this insurance stuff. Because everybody's different. Everybody has different health things. And Chad, you're in the health position. The main thing for me, I wanted a policy, I didn't care what it costs, where I could choose my doctor.
Yes.
I didn't want to have to be in a plan that saves you some money, yet you're going to have to go see X doctor. If I get injured and I hurt a knee or something, I want to be able to see Chad Mitchell. So that's what I went with.
There's a lot of people don't understand this, and we see it from time to time. I mean, these insurance companies, they want to send you to the cheapest place.
Right.
And that's not always the best. We see it with MRIs. We see it with, doctors, those kind of things. And that's all the insurance cares about. They don't care about actually getting you the best care.
Just keep that in mind. And all you got to do is look it up. Michael's Insurance Solution. Look it up. Call him. Great thing. I don't care where you live in the South, anywhere. Call him. If you listen up in Kentucky, my brother, you're listening. Call him. He'll come to your place. The guy's incredible. We'll be right back. When we get back, the Auburn Tigers, ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Only 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida could bring sports fans like you an app this powerful. The sports content you crave is always on. Live stream us everywhere you go. Now with upgraded programming and live game schedules, you'll always know when the Atlanta Braves and your favorite games are playing. Plus, interact with our local hosts in real time and so much more. The new app for the sports fanatic is available at the Apple Store and Google Play. From 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Monday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 81 with a gentle breeze out of the south around 8 miles per hour. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 71. Tomorrow, mostly sunny most of the day aside from a likelihood of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and a high around 82. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Chuck was terrible at fishing. He spent many frustrating hours attempting to get results he saw from internet videos, aggravating trial and error fishing trips, and misguided advice from well-intended friends. Chuck is happy now with his newfound success after he visited Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, where we keep fishing fun, simple, and successful. See us soon at Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, located directly off Highway 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida are proud members of the Panama City Beach Chamber. We'd like to welcome the newest members to the Beach Chamber.
All-inclusive adventures, eco tours, Beauty and Beyond Spa, Blue Island Beach Company West, Integrity Association Services Incorporated, Moki Nut Panama City, and So Trucking Delicious.
Congratulations from the area's only sports radio station, ESPN Northwest Florida.
And here we go. The number one SEC call-in show is now twice as big. The Paul Feinbaum Show. Weekday evening 6 to 10. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Eagle, hey! Hey, Chad, don't forget, Ryan Moby, 11 to 1. Great show, great man. They have it every day right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Brian Mobley. Love golf, get out to Bay Point. Auburn Tigers. Before I do that, I got a great man here in Bay County. A lot of you are going to know this guy. It's his birthday today. I'm not going to tell you how old he is. I'm going to say he's 56 years old. It might embarrass him, so I won't mention the 56. But Chuck Tucker, birthday is today. If you see Chuck Tucker out and about, buy him lunch. You see him at dinner time, pick up the tab. He's getting gas, buys gas. Chuck Tucker's a wonderful legend here in Bay County. Chuck Tucker, happy birthday. I'm Chuck Fuller, happy birthday. Chuck Fuller, happy birthday. Not Chuck Tucker. Chuck, you on your birthday.
Oh, man.
No, this is
they're both going to have a birthday today, huh?
I think they're twins. Yeah. Chuck, it's Chuck Fuller's birthday. Chuck Fuller.
Look, there's Elvis.
Yeah. Hey, Chuck Tucker, South Oak Tire and Closing, is not his birthday, and he's not 56. It's my good buddy, Chuck Fuller. Chuck Fuller is 56 years today. Isn't that pretty cool? You know Chuck?
I don't know him.
Good man. You'll love him. Chuck Fuller, happy birthday, brother. Again, Chuck Fuller, happy birthday, not Chuck Tucker. I think Chuck Tucker's like 60.
You have some of that Alzheimer's medicine there, John. We can get and a glass of water.
You know whose birthday it is? Kurt Smith. He coached for me at Arnold. It's his birthday today, so happy birthday to him. Chuck Fuller, happy birthday. 56 years old. He looks good. Man, I had no idea he was 56. Chuck Tucker, South Oak Tire and Closing. Any kind of real estate needs, seriously. Chuck is a guy you want to go with. They do an incredible job. You know, his daddy was a principal, did a great job at Mosley High School, raised wonderful kids, and Chuck's one of the best. Chuck does a great job. Auburn Tigers baseball. I was surprised. I thought it would come down between Auburn and Southern Mississippi. I really like Auburn's baseball coach. They play at home. The place is sold out. What happens? They lose to Pitt 6-3, and then they lose to Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles in the losers bracket. They get beat by the Golden Eagles 7-2. And I watched that game. Southern Mississippi, man, they were swinging the bats. They were crushing the ball.
They've got a good team.
They do. They really do. I was surprised. I knew Southern Mississippi had the ability.
Now, you're rooting for a Cinderella team.
And this is it.
You're always
Wait a minute.
me of that.
No. We are. What do you mean we're Cinderella? We were a
Southern
national power.
Mississippi.
This is a
kidding?
powerhouse. Our name is big as Auburn or Alabama. What are you kidding me?
So if Southern Miss played UCF in football,
we're older than Central Florida.
I know you're older.
Are we better? No.
More
Isn't
feeble.
that sad?
More feeble.
We're older.
More feeble.
Well, Central Florida is located in Orlando. What do you expect? Anyway. But were you surprised, Auburn? Seriously, I thought they would.
I thought they'd at least win one game.
At home, sellout crowd. And I did say this.
But am I surprised Southern Miss won? No, I'm not.
Coach is retiring.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. They have a very good team.
They're very confident. Now, they got to win today. They got to take care of Penn to get in the Super Region. Yeah. But I want to know. I know Andy's got Auburn fans got to be disappointed. They had a really good year. They get to host a region and it just got away from them. And the coach stepped up and says his fault. He took all the blame. I really like the head baseball coach at Auburn. I like the football coach too, by the way. He's a Southern Mississippi grad, by the way. And Hugh Freeze, I think it's 53, by the way. Anyway, Southern Mississippi, I hope they get it done, but Auburn is out. Auburn finished the year SEC competition. They won 17. They lost 13. Overall record 34-23-1. Softball team I thought had a good year also. All right, Hugh Freeze. I went over this one other time, and I want to do it real because somebody asked me again. I said, we went over this. I guess you missed the day we went over it. What's Hugh Freeze contracts like? It's pretty good. It's structured pretty well. He's 53 years old. He has a degree from the University of Southern Mississippi, so you know he's highly intelligent. His base salary is a cool $6.5 million a year. Can you survive in Auburn, Alabama on $6.5 million?
Absolutely. I could retire with $6.5 million in Auburn, Alabama.
You know, Chad, I have found it's been kind of hard to do that off mine. But listen to this, though. This is pretty impressive what his contract structured. And it will go up after a couple of years because he's going to win. Now, if he gets off his incentives, he'll make another $3.15 million. So if he wins the national championship next year at Auburn, he'll make $9,650,000. You got to have faith. You got to have faith.
I like Hugh Freeze. I'm not, 100% against Auburn being an Alabama fan. I do like Auburn. I root for them when they're not playing Alabama, just because I grew up in that region of the country.
I love
going to Auburn. Love going to Auburn games. Love my Auburn friends.
I have never hated Auburn ever.
Yeah. I've always there's one day a year where I just really am kind of irritated with them. But anyway, that's the way to say it. But Auburn's a great location for college football. Great fans in that region. It's just it's a great place to live.
Great university. Academics are outstanding. It really is. And I'll be honest with you, Pat Dye, when he was there, I was a huge Auburn fan. Bud, I loved Bud. I knew Bud 40 years, until he died. And he coached there all 11 years with Pat. Pat Dye was there, Pat Sullivan, Bud Casey. I love those guys. They were great people. Half our family went to Auburn. So I am an Auburn fan. Now, my love is Bama, but in Southern Mississippi. But anyway, Hugh Freeze, is he worth this kind of money? Let's look at his career, Chad. At Liberty, from 2019 to 2022, his record at Liberty, 34-15. He took an Auburn reject quarterback and developed him into a really good quarterback up there at Liberty. His overall record as a head football coach, 103 wins, 47 losses. That's a pretty good record. That's a pretty good record now. Can't wait to UMass September 3rd. I do want to kind of look at it real quick. If he gets a conference appearance, if they win the West or whatever, they're getting ready to do away with that, by the way. He gets a cool $200,000. If he wins it, he gets a $400,000. If they make a non-SEC Group of 6 bowl, he makes $50,000. Like if you go to the Birmingham Bowl, he make back another $50,000. If he goes to Citrus Bowl and up, those Group of 6, he'll make $150,000. If he makes, let me go back. If he goes to Citrus he'll make or a group of 6, he'll make $150,000. New Year's 6 appearance, he gets $200,000. A victory, he gets $250,000. Playoff appearance, just making the playoffs, he gets $750,000 to make it. If he makes the national championship game, we're going to give you $1 million. If you win it, we're going to give you $2 million. If it's coach of the year, like the Bear Bryant, a big one like that, he gets $150,000. If it's the SEC coach of the year, he gets $75,000. I mean, it goes on and on. So he's got it set up fairly
great
nicely.
incentives.
Yeah,
And I think Auburn's being smart about this
I think
and how
that
they
all
set
of them
this
should be that
contract.
way.
I do too.
Why would you not?
It ought to be based on performance.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That's all I got for you. I do have some more in Auburn, but our time has run out. And I will do this Tuesday if we have time. I hope we'll get Andy Bertram in here on Tuesday at 8:15. But they had this expert from Vegas, and he did an article. Well, no, he read an article. He has Vegas input, over, under, and he's going to say, I'll tell you what, you have to wait till tomorrow. It's over and under, and this can help you make a wager right now to Vegas, maybe make some money or either lose some money. We'll talk about that tomorrow on ESPN Northwest Florida. All right, don't forget Ryan Movey, 11-1 today. David in the underdogs from 4 to 6. I've been coughing. I got a head cold, so I think I'm just going home early. Chad, you got it? I'm not feeling too well. Anyway, let's talk about some of our great people. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. It place is incredible. 3 restaurants in one. Pizza, bakery, deli. Unbelievable. Buffalo, I'm sorry. Where am I at?
Buffalo Rock?
Turf Pro Pest Control. Patrick does a great job. They take care of our yard. It looks really good. Give Patrick a call. His team will come out there. They'll solve it. If you got insects out there, but it's just not looking right, they'll have it looking like a golf course. They do a great job. Turf Pro Pest Control. All right. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovalevsky has now a great new location in town, 23rd Street, Coronado Shopping Center right there beside Granny's. Go check it out. You will absolutely love it. You can try it before you buy it. We'll be right back. Chad Mitchell, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
If I were an A's fan, I would start some type of a complete no-show with stadiums empty for the rest of the season.
I think they've already had that protest. Now, the Raiders are out of there. The Raiders moved to Vegas. Now the A's are moving to Vegas. You know, when you go to that stadium, I've only been there once, and I'm sure it didn't get any better.
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
I have some great gift ideas for you here at Tracy's Fine Jewelry inside Coin and Bullion Reserves. We have a large selection of 14-karat charms starting at just $19.95. Engrave a personal message and add a special coin for your dad's birth year on a money clip or keychain. And a beautiful designer Bulova watch is a perfect gift that will be treasured forever. Always a perfect gift for any occasion. From Tracy's Fine Jewelry inside Coin and Bullion Reserves, where our reputation shines as brightly as our diamonds.
Bestway Portable Buildings has been your portable building specialist since 1989. Before you invest your hard-earned money someplace else, owner Jason Mulder invites you to stop by Bestway and get a quote on just about any size building. And whether you buy with Bestway or not, it's worth the trip just to meet Bestway Buddy. Say hello, buddy. Good boy. Bestway Portable Buildings, just north of Harts Marine on 231, and online at bestwayportablebuildings.com. The best in portable, period. Tell them Buddy sent ya.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Hi, this is Ryan Mulvey. Join me weekdays starting at 11 for the Inside Drive. The latest sports stories, the biggest reactions, and even sports betting right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio on ESPN Northwest Florida.
We want to welcome
welcome you back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest. Well, we have a great day today. It's absolutely beautiful out there. Thank you so much for listening. Chad Mitchell's with us like every Monday. All right, something, Chad, before we get into this, I want to follow up on something. John came in here between the break and made a couple comments and pretty
hurt your feelings.
Highly intelligent remarks, I thought. Thank you. It made me think. Hugh Freeze, something he did really I respect. He said, I'm going to tell the people what I really believe and what I think. And he says, I don't like the way college football's being handled right now. He said, it's just coaching now is completely crazy. He says, we have no time off. He said, I really, not only me, he said, I really feel bad for our younger coaches, my coaches that have young kids. He said, they never see their family. I said, we're trying to build into the schedule where we have time where they can get in and spend some time with their family. He said, right now, when you recruit the high school kids and now you got to keep up with kids transferring in, transferring out, it's year-round, it's 24/7. He was honest. He goes, I don't know how long I can do this. I said, I'm just, man, I love Auburn. I love Auburn. We're going to turn it around. I love the Auburn people. I love this job. He said, he's right. That should not be something you do every single day of your life. Your family should come first. But these college coaches, Chad, they a lot of sacrifices.
You know who it reminds me of? Mike Shula, when he was the head coach at Alabama. Do you know they had an hour built into their day? It was in the late afternoon that families would come out to the practice field as practice was over, and the coaches would spend some time with their family before they went and did all the debrief stuff and the night meetings and that kind of thing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but Mike Shula had that instituted at Alabama when he was the head coach. Now, I don't know what Saban does. I don't know, but anyway, there are some coaches that do take that into consideration because, we're all trying to live life.
Chad, now, you even doing all this stuff, recruiting the high school kids, and then you got to recruit the kids transferring in and transferring out. Then you got to recruit them and keep them there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Coaching's tough, man.
Yeah.
And that's the reason they're making this type of money.
Yeah.
Now, doctors, you guys are on call. You guys are y'all put a lot of hours.
Fortunately, I'm off call now, but call's not fun.
Yeah.
And
is it like when you did it? Did y'all have like one weekend you had to be on call, or one night, or how did it work?
Usually, it was the worst it's ever been. It's been every third night call. And understand, sometimes. Call in residency, every third night call meant you were up every third night all night long and had to work the next day.
Wow.
Oh yeah, and you do that every third night for a year, then do it for 5 years, then do it, then come out and practice, and you're doing every fourth night call. It's a little better than that, but there are nights where you get no sleep. You get a car accident at 2 a.m. and you're up. Right. And then you have to cancel your clinic the next morning. It disrupts your office. It's just a lot of stress and a lot of stuff that goes on. And by no means am I whining. I'm basically saying, look, my colleagues do this very same
Sounds like
thing.
You're whining.
No, it's not. I do think of my colleagues.
Oh, I know that.
They do this, and I don't think people fully understand the impact that it has on their families and that kind of thing behind the scenes. All anybody ever wants is, okay, I broke my ankle, I broke my wrist. You need to take care of me. I don't care what your schedule is. It's that kind of thing.
When you're professional like that, though, like you said, there's a wreck or something. You guys somebody's got to be there.
Somebody's on call, but. Now the hospitals are having to pay for that, which they should. They build these programs where, they're shipping people in from all over, and if they're building a regional program like that, they ought to have to pay the docs that are on call for that.
No doubt,
because
about that.
You're not getting any extra pay sitting on call, and it's harder. And Medicare's cutting. I mean, I think we got our 5th cut in my career by Medicare this last year. And inflation's been going up over the last 23 years, but it's my 5th cut for Medicare for surgeries. And we try to make that up on the backside with some of the insurance companies, and they don't want to budge. I mean, so there's a lot to that. That's the reality. Obviously, we find a way to make it work, but how we do it is volume. And that's why, you hear people complain about, well, I go to the doctor's office and there's just so many people in there, and this is why.
Trying to survive.
Yeah. And it used to not be that way in the 70s.
Right.
But it's the way it's all evolved.
Well, getting back to Hugh Freeze, I was really impressed with him. He, most guys have been very careful and probably not make those comments he made. He did it on a national show. And
he's being candid.
Yeah. And Auburn, I can see right now if they had a bad year his first year, well, heck, he didn't want to put the time in. No, he's just being honest. And all of them think that.
Well, and he's come from Liberty, okay? Yeah. Where Liberty, as a university, they're focused on Christian values, and one of those values is family. Mm-hmm. And so, that's where some of that's coming from.
Yeah, if you choose to coach college football, any college sports really, but college football, the time you got to put in is incredible. I remember at Southern Mississippi, it was something else. You're never home. You are never home. It's crazy. You're raising other people's kids, and you're not your own.
Right. Yep.
All right, Chad. You had a pretty good article there. Let's cover that. That's pretty impressive. I had no idea.
So I looked up the College World Series national champions, the history of that, and who has the most. And so we'll start off with the low end, those that have each won 2 College World Series. That would be Vanderbilt, which is more recent history, right? South Carolina, which is more recent history. Stanford, Oklahoma, Michigan, and Cal, or California. Michigan's won 2.
Wow.
These have all won 2. We didn't mention the ones that have won 1.
Okay.
We're looking for who won the most.
Okay.
Yeah. So Minnesota and Oregon State have each won 3.
I didn't know Minnesota.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then these other teams, you're starting to get into the traditional winners here. The next that are tied with 4 are Arizona, which I remember Arizona playing great baseball. Cal State Fullerton, Miami, right? That's no surprise to anyone. They're all tied with 4. Then there's Arizona State, who's won 5. Arizona State was awesome as well, right? Then you start getting into the big boys here. LSU and Texas have won 6 each. So, and then number 1.
LSU's won 6 national championship in baseball.
Yeah, and so has Texas. And then the team with the most College World Series national titles, University of Southern California, with 12. 12.
When you told me that earlier, I said, "There's no way."
12.
I don't remember them being.
Oh no, they are a traditional powerhouse.
Does it say the last time they won it?
Here we can look through. There's a list here. Let's give me a second, and I'll find it.
And it was sad. FSU has never won. Right?
So, all right. So their last win was 1998.
It's been a while.
Been a while, but nonetheless, I mean, the 70s and then 98. Man, they were dominant. So they won one in 1948, 1958, 1961, 1963, 1968. Then they won, looks like 5 straight, 70 through 74.
Dang.
Right?
Dang.
That's when they were the powerhouse in the 70s, and that's what I remember as a kid.
Yeah.
Then 1978, and then 1998. Southern California with 12 national titles.
They've been down for a while.
So FSU, who has a storied program with all the wins that they've had, they've been in 3 national championship games and lost all 3 series.
Unbelievable.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, they've unfortunately they've suffered losses to different teams, but obviously a storied program, and they're trying to get back.
What about Alabama and Auburn?
I think Alabama's played for 1.
They've never won one.
No, and I'm trying to remember on Auburn. I don't believe Auburn had won one.
Ole Miss and Mississippi State have won one. I know for a fact.
Yeah. I'd have to dig into that about Auburn, but I don't. Just a quick glance, I don't see them here on this on this list.
But you're right. FSU to have so many opportunities, and he won so many. He wins baseball coach in history.
Yeah,
and that's what everybody was upset about, that he didn't win.
Couldn't win a national championship. Yeah.
I wonder if they miss him now.
Yeah.
Good morning.
What's going on, fellas? How we doing? AG from the Afternoon Underdogs.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Good. So I wanted to comment on the USC baseball dynasty in the 70s. The reason that they were able to win from 70 to 74 is because all the best athletes had been drafted and were in the military, and then all that was left in California was the boys that either couldn't or wouldn't go to war.
Hey, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Wow.
So that's all I got to say. I know you guys got a break. I'll hang up and listen.
Thank you. That's I didn't forget.
Yeah, I don't know that story at all. Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, heck, they had a lot of them guys too got drafted and went to Vietnam. Yeah. Wow. Good call. Good job. How much time we got? We got to take a break. Let's take this quick break. Don't forget about Beef Braised on Wednesday. Get out to have a great meal. 10 beautiful wings, big old juicy wings, and a drink for $9.99 from 11:30 to 3. But every day they got great food at Beef Braised in Lynn Haven. Go have a great time over there. Tell them Coach sent you. Also, don't forget about Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. The best barbecue you'll get anywhere. The turkey is unbelievable. It's a great place to have a party, banquet, anything. The back room down there at Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. Go try it. You'll absolutely love it. We'll be right back. You listen to ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Where do you think Spoelstra's heading before it's all said and done?
Top 5 all time. Eric Spoelstra has 3 chips. He has 2 chips as a head coach, 1 chip as an assistant coach, and he's been to 6 NBA finals. We'll say from an X's and O's perspective, Eric Spoelstra is a better X and O's coach than Steve Kerr.
Weekday mornings 5 to 7 and 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Monday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 81 with a gentle breeze out of the south around 8 miles per hour. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 71. Tomorrow, mostly sunny most of the day aside from a likelihood of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and a high around 82. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
The new Smokin' Triple Stack at Firehouse Subs is stacked high with honey ham, smoked turkey, and slow-smoked beef brisket. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Smokin' Triple Stack Sub. Get it for a limited time, only at Firehouse Subs.
Participating U.S. locations. Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. The SUV family has movement that inspires, and we invite you to test drive the new 2023 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. You can command the road in a sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Drive away today in a new 2023 Rio, Forte, K5, or Stinger, and discover the all-new Kia at Bill Bird Kia. 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKia.com. Peace of mind you can trust at your local community dealer, Bill Bird Kia.
Welcome to It's the Coach James Hale Show.
But I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Live from the J. Michael Studio, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Chad Mitchell with us this morning like he always is on every Monday. All right, Chad, I want to get your input. What did you think? SEC, they're going to stay with 8 conference football games, not going to 9. You got the Big 10 with 9. You got the Big 12 with 9, the Pac-12 with 9. The Pac-12 is dying out. It really doesn't matter. You'll see Colorado very soon join the Big 12. I do believe that will happen. All right. They're taking a lot of criticism. All the people, I'm like, so what? people hate the SEC anyway. We've always played 8 conference games, and we've always dominated college football. And we will continue to do so with Texas and Oklahoma coming in here. But they're just going on and on. And I'll be honest, everybody should cool down because it's probably going to be for like the first year. I think 2025, you can see them go to 9 then. I think what the SEC is doing is looking to see what ESPN is going to do. And that's smart.
It is because it leaves games open that you can play out of conference games and big games. I mean, like LSU playing FSU.
And that won't happen.
Right. It won't happen if you've got 9. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
Saban came out and said that if we're going to have to go back down that road if it goes to non-conference games. They got home and home with Ohio State, Wisconsin. And if this happens, they're going to drop those games. Right. It'd be stupid if they didn't do that. Now, this may be kind of a joke to me that they would even say this. 3 reasons why the SEC chose 8 instead of 9. This is ridiculous. They should have never said this whatsoever. Who did? I do know who said this, the Mississippi State president. Player safety, their well-being. If we go to non-conference games, playing the SEC is very tough, very physical league that we play in. So we feel like for the health of the players, 8's better. John, now if you're going to play another, like we're talking about, these LSU's going to play FSU. FSU is a pretty physical football team also.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not in the SEC. So player safety really has nothing to do with this. It's everything's about money. College football playoff selection. Now, this one, I do agree with them here. Half the league will have one more loss if we go to a non-conference game. That's half the league. You're going to get another loss. What's that do? Well, if we're Kentucky and in that division type of team, we lose another game, we're not going to get a Citrus Bowl. We might get jumped down to a smaller bowl, not make as much money. It might keep some of the teams in the league, like a Mississippi State, an Arkansas, somebody like that with one more loss. They might not be able to go to a bowl game. So that's what they're thinking about. If you're a football coach, you got to win. At certain schools, you win 8 games, go to a bowl game, you're going to keep your job. I'll mention Kentucky's one of them. If you win 6 ball games, you're in trouble no matter where you coach at. So they're looking at from bowl games, they're looking at from playoff selection committee what they're going to do. If you got 2 losses, Alabama was not selected to go in with 2 losses. When you go to 12 teams, you have 2 losses, your chance of getting in is a lot more. But if you add another loss, we don't know what they're going to do if we're 9-3. We have a 9-3 record. We have one more loss because we all chose to play one more football game. All this goes into it. And like you said, the amount of money that's made in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Auburn, Alabama, Gainesville, Florida, Athens, Georgia, when you have a game in your hometown, the money is made by the restaurants.
Bringing a team from out of conference into that hometown.
Millions of dollars you make. You're going to give up one of those.
Like you mentioned, this Alabama-Ohio State matchup that's coming in 2027.
Well, is it Texas this year?
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, Texas will be in the SEC.
Right, they'll be in the SEC next year, right? It is next year,
2024.
So, I mean, that's how I see it. I mean, I wouldn't expand it to 9 games. I'd keep it at 8 and allow these other games and encourage these SEC teams to play these out-of-conference games. It helps with understanding what the real ranking is.
Yeah.
And you know what? Hey, let them play at TCU.
Now, and the third reason they said was money for the community stuff. But the other thing, what they're really talking about now, ESPN, what are you going to pay us to play this additional game, to give you more inventory? And we're talking big-time games. It could be Alabama, Texas, like we have now. Yeah. It could be Oklahoma, Florida. It's just another huge game in the SEC where there's a lot of people watch SEC football. So we can get more money from the SEC by waiting instead of just giving it now. They already got the contract set up with the SEC. So now the SEC's got this in their back pocket. We'll add another game and play 9, but we're going to need more money for you guys from ESPN. You got to remember, ESPN right now, they're laying people off. They're struggling right now. It's not like they're on top of the world like they were before. Everybody's kind of struggling right now. So we'll see. I'm glad they kept it at 8, and the main reason for me, what's the committee going to do? They preach strength of schedule. They don't They never follow it. They put the Cinderellas in. They put the strength of schedule. They don't even look. They win-loss is what they look at.
Yeah.
As you look at those other schools' strength of schedule compared to some teams in the Big Ten, the teams in the SEC, it's not. You can't compare it. All conferences are not made the same. So I'm okay with the SEC staying with 8 right now. If they ever went to 16, keep your conference champs coming in, but go to 16, add 4 more teams, then I say, you know what, play 9 now. Because I guarantee you that SEC will get 2 more in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So are you okay with them playing 8 conference games?
I'm fine with them. I mean, that's what we've been doing. And, I mean,
if it's not broke,
it's not broken.
Don't fix it.
You know.
What are the committee? What if the committee goes, you know what? SEC's only playing 8 games. Alabama's got 2 losses.
Well, wait a minute. So let's examine that for a minute. So let's take LSU. So, LSU's only playing 8 conference games, but they played FSU at the beginning. You know, to me, that says more to strength of schedule, and it allows you as a coach, you know, and as a university to be able to, if you've only playing 8 SEC games, well, you can pick tougher opponents outside of your conference to play and beef up that schedule.
You really were copying what the ACC's doing. They're going to get rid of the divisions, keep it at 8, and the top 2 teams play at the end of the year.
That's what it should be. It should be the top 2 teams. Yeah.
Well, we'll see how it all plays out in the future. What I'm getting at, it doesn't matter what we do in the SEC. They hate the SEC. Everybody, if you're not part of the SEC, you're hated. I have 2 guys that come in every day on Friday. They're Big Ten boys. They do not like the SEC. They respect the SEC, but they do not really like it. They think everything's geared toward the SEC. It just means more. It just means more. It just means more, John. Do you hear me? All right. Hey, there's a stud linebacker, Christopher Jones, down in Florida. It's between Florida and the Georgia Bulldogs. He's building relationships with the Florida Gators. He really likes the coaching staff there. This kid is 6'2", 220, ranked the 10th best linebacker in the country. He's 103rd overall player in the nation. He's in the class of 2024. He will visit Georgia. He just got through in Florida. He'll have an official visit to Georgia the June 16th through the 18th. Right now, the Florida Gators in good spot with this young man. What do you think? You think I'd rather have the last official visit than the first. Florida just had him. He's going to go spend some time with Kirby now. So whatever they told you down in Gainesville, it's going to be better here in Athens. Man. I think sometimes the last date's the most important
Georgia's killing it in recruiting. I mean, they really are. And Kirby's got it going on. It's hard to beat that recruiting.
All right, Chad. What's the best way to get up to the legendary Dr. Chad Mitchell?
Call Orthopedic Associates at 850-785-4344. You can also go to chadmitchellmd.com.
Join us for lunch today at J. Michael's Restaurant. We're going to be there around 11 o'clock. And Wildcat, we got you tomorrow. You'll be here. Don't forget, right here, 11 to 1, Ryan Moby's got an unbelievable show like he does every single day on ESPN Northwest Florida. David, the Underdogs. We had a caller from the Underdogs right here. They're great. They're unbelievable. I love listening to those guys. Every day is something really good. And they're on from 4 to 6. And then 6 to 10 is the Feinbaum Show. You can listen to that. 4, 3, 2, 1. We are out. You're listening to ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Hi, this is Coach James Hale. Join us this Monday. Dr. Chad Mitchell, the legend.